The Swindle initially released in 2015 to mild success as a self-dubbed steampunk cybercrime caper, essentially shorthand for a 2D stealth game which involves a delightful combination of Victorian and steampunk aesthetics, the ability to be a right old thieving bastard, and some of the best anxiety-inducing hacking in video games. Last year, however, Size 5 Games created a Nintendo Switch edition, and with this comes two major questions which need answering. A. Does it still make you feel like a conniving crook? And B, is the Nintendo Switch version the best thing in the world? For the goody two-shoes who managed to keep their hands crime-free and well away from the smoky scenery of the Swindle when it initially released 3 years ago, it places you with the task of stealing the Devil's Basilisk, essentially a city-wide security system which, if not nicked within 100 days, will put an end to any potential purloiners looking for a less than legal way of making a living. To get your grubby mitts on the career-ending device, however, you must make your way through 5 different districts, collecting as much coinage as you go, and it's no easy feat. Aside from the first district, the slums, each distinctive area of this alternate London requires a relatively hefty cost from your pretty purse to make it to the next set of levels, as you continually work your way up into more affluent neighbourhoods, with security to match. To raise the illegal funds, you'll embark on multiple heists which, whether successful or not, use up a day, and this is where the Swindle's core design starts to shine. To embark on a heist, you'll enter your little steampunk rocket and then plummet from your Zeppelin, which hovers over London like the imminent promise of larceny. Each time you do this, a countdown begins, but it's not an actual timer, it's more of a guarantee. At some point, you'll make a mistake, and when you do, it isn't forgiving. Each level has a random assortment of traps and robotic guards relative in difficulty to the district you're in, which try their best to stop your sticky fingers from snatching their client's property. Aside from falling on spikes or setting off mines, the usual way your stealing spree will end is with being spotted and a good whack from a baton. However, if you manage to avoid the bludgeoning, you do have a chance to snatch up as much money as possible before making your escape. Although the longer you hang around once the alarms have gone off, the harder it will be to leave as reinforcements will start to come. If you do manage to end up on the sticky end of the baton, however, your character is done, dead. Your heist has failed and the consequences can hurt. First, all that money you collected in the level is now gone. Second, you've wasted a day, reducing the overall timer by 1, eking its way down to 0. Third, the character you loved with their funny moustache and dapper top hat, they're now dead. Luckily, 90% of the randomly generated characters in the Swindle look fantastic, so it's not too bad. However, there is absolutely a strategical loss. For every successful heist a character completes, they get a stackable bonus which increases the amount of money earned after each heist, and once they're dead you no longer get that bonus. However, your thieves can equip themselves with multiple gadgets and abilities to help them avoid the trouble, and don't worry, these do share across all of your kleptomaniacs. There's loads ranging from momentary invisibility, hacking, and crucially, bombs. These allow you to start forcefully reshaping the environments which, due to the procedural nature of the game, certainly come in handy. However, all of the little doodads cost you hard-earned money, so it ends up being a balance between buying a gadget or saving to buy access to the next district. A special mention has to be given though to the hacking system in the Swindle, which is incredibly simple as it only requires you to press either up, left, right or down, yet due to a couple of extra elements makes it incredibly tense. When you hack something, the screen starts to zoom in, quickly reducing how much you can see. It creates a wonderful sense of paranoia and uncertainty that maybe you're not safe and maybe there's a robot squeaking towards you. The sound design and music also pairs wonderfully with these mechanics to create a sense of tension that you won't find in many other games. But all of these individual aspects, from deciding to spend your money to advance through the game or instead better equip yourself, to the possibility you might suddenly lose a character and be further penalised by losing a whole day, to the hacking which brilliantly uses simple command prompts, it all combines to produce this constant pressure which can feel overwhelming, particularly on your first playthrough. But when you do a perfect heist, when you fly off in your airship without setting off the alarm and the game tells you how well you've done, the relief hits you and it's exceptional. You start to learn the game and you start to get elated by the constant rewards you get from the skill that you start to demonstrate. Overall, this is the Swindle that released 5 years ago, and that's not necessarily a bad game. The game was good then and it's just as good now. It's made even better by the fact that you can play it on the Nintendo Switch. It really does shine on a portable device, and I loved the Swindle when I played it on the Vita, so it's nice to be able to play it on something a bit more current. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a lovely day and I will see you next time. Goodbye.